402-261-0116.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop! Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Welcome into The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in to Ticket Weekends, Harrison Arns. This is The Breeze. We got Haas Tabrizi, the host, as always. DP off on this, but no worries. The show goes on, 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line. You can put a face to the voice through the streams as well. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. Like I said, we got Haas in here. We do got NFL on the brick and mortar, so those streams are going to be the best way to go. Or the Ticket app, we're there as well. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Haas Tabrizi, how's it going on what is a frigid Sunday here in Nebraska?
Yeah, it's freezing here in D.C., so I can't imagine what it's like out in Nebraska.
It's what you imagine what Nebraska feels like in the winter. Dreary and cold and a little bit lifeless after brutal weekend. But I'll let you grab the steering wheel on where we want to go.
So I imagine with how fans complain, I'm getting the feeling that it's just how fans are. Like 49er fans complain a lot, and they don't have a reason to complain. Purdy might go, Shanahan might go, all that stuff. Are fans complaining about Nebraska after the Iowa game?
Yes.
I understand. So are they going to say Raiola should go?
I will say the conversation around Raiola, I've heard some crazy takes that aren't that far off from that, even though he's a true freshman.
Okay.
Not that he needs to go, that if he went, who cares? Overrated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
To clarify for everybody listening, not my words, just some of the things I've been hearing.
Wow. Okay. So, yes, it was pretty cool to be up 10-0 for most of the game. Okay. It looked like finally, just like how Nebraska beat Wisconsin finally, it looked like these punt field goal games were finally going to go Nebraska's way, and it didn't happen. So
say that sentence again one more time.
These punt and field goal games between Iowa and Nebraska
never goes Nebraska's way.
We're supposed to go Nebraska's way, but yeah, no, it didn't happen. And so if you want to blame Raiola's turnover at the end of the game or inability to get more than 10 points or 0 points in the second half, then you should turn in your whatever colored Nebraska shirt that you have and no longer call yourself a Nebraska fan. That's it. If you are going to hate on that quarterback who is going to change the culture, bring in studs, bring in stars, have this moxie around him, have this winning personality around him. Hey, it's not run the ball for 2 yards on every play because you have Raiola there. So we can't put 9 in the box anymore. Maybe change who you are. No, don't change your quarterback. Change you.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I'm at with it. Like, can you critique things like his pocket presence at times? Yes. Is he a true freshman? Yeah. Like, I'm willing to take a few of the bumps and bruises as this process has gone along, because whether you like it or not, he's still one of the best quarterbacks Nebraska's had in a good while now. Like, it's been that inconsistent. So that stretch where Nebraska picked up 5 losses straight, which is, hard to believe. A lot of that was Dylan Raiola struggling with some turnover issues, defense having some letdowns. But also there's times, like if you go back to that Iowa game, there's times where it's not just Raiola, like balls right through the hands of the wide receiver. The defense played phenomenal all day. But yeah, I mean, I want to say that's a minority. At least I'd hope so. I think most people are still fully hooked to not only Dylan Raiola train, but the Matt Rule train. But this is just another brutal way when you lose to Iowa rival in the way they did. Tabrizi, like just the stats. Like, have you seen all the crazy stats within this game?
I mean, I watched the game, so tell me the stats.
So just keep in mind, like, if this is a classic game where if you were just look at the team stats, there's no way in hell Iowa won. So first
Nebraska dominated.
First down.
Take away like 5 minutes of the game, and
yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
First downs, Nebraska 20. Iowa had 5 first downs the entire day.
The whole game.
The entire game.
We're not talking about the fourth quarter.
The entire game, Iowa had 5 first downs.
Okay.
Third down efficiency. Nebraska 8 for 17, which against a defense like the Iowa Hawkeyes, like you'll take 8 for 17. I mean, that's a phenomenal day for most programs, especially against that type of defense. Iowa, just take a wild swing. What do you think Iowa's third down conversion rate was?
2 for 12.
0 for 10. They didn't pick up a third down the entire day. 0 for 10 on third down. Okay, so they picked up 5 first downs on the day. They were 0 for 10 on any third down conversion. Total yards, a little bit of grain of salt here, the passing game. So they did get 164 total yards on the game, 115 through the air. He was 8 of 15. But then you go to the rushing. Everyone has taught Caleb Johnson, phenomenal back. He did have the 1 touchdown for Iowa. But Iowa rushed for a whopping, guess the number, Haas. How much did Iowa rush for?
Don't know.
50 yards. 49 yards on the ground, averaging 1.9 yards per carry. So you got an Iowa team who picked up 0 third downs, who was 0 for 10, who was averaging 1.9 yards a carry, who only had the ball for 21 minutes compared to Nebraska's 40 minutes. Iowa won the game. It was the most gut-wrenching, brutal Iowa Classic win I've ever seen. I mean, that's how Iowa does it, though. They score most of their points in the second half. They wait for Nebraska to do what it does every year, beat themselves. And they held on long enough. You get a muffed punt that Iowa can't even punch it in within 2 yards, but they get a field goal. Then, of course, the Caleb Johnson touchdown. So that's the only touchdown I'll say they earned it. That was a great run by Caleb Johnson. Otherwise, the strip sack fumble by Raiola, they don't even move the ball. They just run it one time to the hash they want. Chip shot game. really only had one offensive play that won them the game with that Caleb Johnson touchdown. Otherwise, it was 2 turnovers within field goal range, one right at the 1 yard line. That was all their points outside of the Caleb Johnson one successful play. And that was, one of their 5 first downs. Was that Caleb Johnson touchdown? I can't think of any game that's crazier than that one. I'll let you give me your 2 thoughts on that, but just a mind-boggling game for anybody who likes to keep track of stats.
So there's a lot to go unwind on that. So here, we'll pour some more salt in the wound. I think everyone watched the Bears-Lions game just because it was Thanksgiving and they're waiting for the turkey to be done. And so with that, Caleb Williams holds on the ball way too long, and I'm sitting there complaining to the people I'm around that he holds the ball for like 12 seconds. And so part of that is his success in high school and college when he gets to improvise and make plays. So I imagine Raiola made a lot of plays in high school from improvising and holding on to the ball. Well, the 49ers backup quarterback Brandon Moore played against the Packers, and he rarely got sacked despite Trent Williams not being there. And the reason why? Because he would throw the ball within 2 seconds. Was he effective? No. But he would throw the ball within 2 seconds, and he would dink and dunk for 6 yards and 4 yards and this and that. And I think the final score was 38-10 Green Bay. So you need a player to be able to make plays. Ideally, you don't want to just put so much guardrails on that player, on that superstar, and say, hey, look, the only way you could play is if you stay in the pocket right here. Like, imagine being Lamar Jackson's offensive coordinator and saying you have to throw the ball within 2 seconds. That just doesn't work. Lamar Jackson needs to be able to improvise, needs to be able to move. Now, someone comes in and teaches Lamar, hey, if you do this or this, then you'll be more effective. And so Raiola has the help he needs. Give him more than a couple weeks with his offensive coordinator. Imagine what year 2 would be like. Imagine if his wide receivers don't drop a wide open pass that would just change the game.
Well, even Harvard.
Why are your hands this far apart when you're running a route? I teach my kids to have your hands like this when you're running a route. So why are you doing a gator chop to catch a ball when you're supposed to be a stud wide receiver? So why is the blame on Raiola?
It shouldn't be. It should be on everybody, him included, the entire team. Even the. I don't want to blame the defense at all, but the one touchdown you gave up was the one that killed us. Like, not a day.
No, you can't blame the defense for anything. They even almost moved the field goal back on second down.
Yeah, they play phenomenal. It's just one of those things though, where you're playing Iowa. It takes one lapse. Like, and again, I get it. You can't blame the defense, but that Caleb Johnson touchdown, you looked at that set, and there was like, this is 100% a screen pass to Caleb Johnson. It's going there. What the hell were they going to run out of that route tree? Out of that, they didn't have anything on that right side. You knew it was going to be a Caleb Johnson, and it was just all it took was that one mental lapse, and the defense certainly played a phenomenal game. But unfortunately, they needed to play a perfect game, and they were quite literally one play away on that Caleb Johnson touchdown where it wasn't perfect. It's just tough. It's Kirk Ferentz in a nutshell. Like, that team was getting booed. Iowa was getting booed in Kinnick Stadium. Just end up winning it.
I imagine I'm curious what Iowa's practices are like to be so successful in games like this, to consistently win games like this. It's not a fluke. They do it. They do it for a reason. So what drills are they doing? What situations are they putting their players in practice so that they are being so disciplined when other teams aren't? I'm very curious about that.
We were talking to Jay on Inside the Huddle, and like his whole philosophy of like his idea of Iowa's philosophy is that why they're so successful is teams beat themselves more often than not. And Iowa always plays on the side of, we'll wait for that team to beat themselves by playing incredibly conservative. But in doing so, they minimize just about all their risk, understanding that we're playing a college football team with a bunch of 18, 17, at best 21-year-olds. COVID guy, maybe 22. They're going to beat themselves at some point. We just got to capitalize off it. And for Nebraska, that was exactly it. We were the better team, but we made 2 mistakes and they capitalized off it. And that's the ball game. Like, that's what Iowa does to everybody. And as much fun as it is to dunk on Iowa, as much as Iowa fans like to complain about Iowa's offense and how conservative and how boring and how they don't ever throw the ball, it worked. And it works way more than it doesn't. And that's the crazy part. I mean, they went from McNamara to Stratton, and the offense is the same. They won how many games with Deacon Hill last year? Like, they play such a safe brand of football, understanding, and I think Jay's 100% right. Most college teams will beat themselves before the team they're playing actually beats them. Like, it's just getting to that point where the game is so high pressure, high stakes, moves fast, especially on the road in Kinnick Stadium. It was the right mindset. People were Iowa fans were booing. It was 4th and inches. They were past the 50, and they decided to go ahead and punt it to play field position. As opposed to try to get like 3 inches on the ground, they punt it, play field position. Iowa fans booed them, but guess what? They ended up winning the game.
Couple things to tack onto that. First of all, if I become a college football head coach, we're not punting and we're going for everything on 4th down. That's just who we are.
There are some programs that do that, and they have very streaky success. I'll say that.
Obviously.
Well,
4th and 28. We got to play for that.
You're going to go for it, like, even if it's you're on your side of the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, that's the I'm blanking on the school, but the one coach that did that, it didn't go well for him. It was working, and then they ran
Dan Campbell.
He's learned.
When you talked about Iowa being disciplined and consistent and conservative, you reminded me of a tennis player that became an ESPN announcer. She's married to a football player. She was a world number 1. She's like from Denmark or something. I should know her name. I think she was married to JJ Watt. You don't know who I'm talking about?
It's ringing a bell. I'm gonna just look it up. But go ahead.
She unretired like 2 years ago. So the way she became world number 1, she's not anywhere near that now because she's in her mid-30s. But she would always get the ball back, and the rallies would be 45-point rallies, and she would never hit a winner. It would just be the other team.
Is it Rune? That doesn't sound right.
No, that's a young male. It's fine. I'll look it up. Listeners can help out. She's a very famous tennis player. Blonde and green-eyed, and she would always hit the ball back, and that's what Iowa does. Iowa waits till you make mistakes, and so she's just a wall, and so the turnovers, the errors, that's how she played. Anyway, moving on. I assume you didn't watch WWE last night.
No. I was watching college football. Apologies, Haas. We're getting to the end of the college football slate.
All right. Well, if Don wants to talk about,
to be fair, hey Haas, I'm gonna get my quick joke in here. I kind of did watch WWE last night. Might have been more WWE than the WWE. It was fights were going on in every other game of college football yesterday. I mean, people were getting pepper spray after the game.
What's up with that?
I don't know. The security guard. I'll say this much. If you're going to use pepper spray, you can't use it in a crowded environment because it's going to go everywhere. So you ended up with a bunch of players getting pepper spray.
No, it was on purpose. Like, I did see later that it was done to Ohio State players also, but it was done to the 2 Michigan guys on purpose.
Oh, I thought it was like, okay, I misread the tape. I thought it was trying to get some fans backed off. I didn't realize it was actually at the players.
Yeah, Fox showed the 2 players that were holding the flag. One of them went around the backside, and I think it was 22, and they had tears of not joy. They had tears of pepper spray, and they didn't talk about it. But it's like, wait a minute, someone definitely got pepper sprayed. And so then there's film later, obviously all around the internet, and yeah. Now I saw a policeman throw his hat at someone. Like, seriously, who throws a shoe? Like, what is that?
And then the funny part about all those fights yesterday was that Husker and Iowa media is like, Nebraska didn't shake hands with Iowa. What kind of dirty program are they? Meanwhile, we're seeing dudes getting pepper sprayed. We're seeing Texas just absolutely clean up the middle of the field. Like we're seeing all this chaos go around. Or no, it wasn't Texas. Which one am I missing? There was so much chaos yesterday. One of the teams was just absolutely scuffing up the logo after their win.
That's not okay.
No, that's one that's actual disrespect. When I see a team not shake hands, it's whatever. You better win though. I'll say that much. And Nebraska didn't.
And Caroline Wozniacki. I didn't have to look it up. It took me a second. Caroline Wozniacki was the tennis player.
Perfect. Thank you. So yeah, Crowbait texted at Anna. I wasn't sure if that was right because I think he's thinking of Croft, Annabelle Croft, but she doesn't have blonde hair. So, anyways, go ahead.
Did you stay up to? We'll stay up. It's an hour behind for you guys. Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that one. Did you see? Okay, go ahead and give me your thoughts on the game, and I want to show you the seismic Richter scale that happened in terms of possibility and outcome within that game. Give me your thoughts. Georgia Tech, I think they were leading at 17-0 at the half. Georgia ends up getting an incredibly high-scoring game, but what are your thoughts on the Georgia Tech? Was it Yellow Jackets? Yeah, Yellow Jackets surprising Georgia Bulldogs for a large portion of that game.
Well, rivalry games, there's also history between the coaches in a positive way. And then being down 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter late didn't mean much with the way Georgia came back against Alabama. What I was surprised about was the officiating didn't control the game. So in games like that, where you're going to cost someone a national championship opportunity, typically the officiating comes in and hooks it up. And that's not what happened. I was surprised. And over time, there was a pass interference call that never would have been called in college football that was actually called. So props to the officials for not being influenced the way the Chiefs games usually are.
Yeah, and this is what I wanted to show with this Georgia Tech. That's I'm not, I think that's a 10 on the Richter scale. That is absolutely insane. And for all those who are just listening, we're streaming only, and that's why I want to show you guys the graphic, because if you're plugged in, you're looking at the stream. So ESPN, everybody knows that they do the win probability calculations. So obviously Georgia heavily favored in this one, and then Georgia Tech at the end of the half, they're up 17-0. So now it's all Georgia Tech, and then chaos happens. Georgia scores 21 points in the fourth quarter alone, which rockets it back. But then when you're dealing with those last few minutes, we're just back and forth. You got a 2-point conversion failed, and it's really just that overtime swinging back and forth. But yeah, I feel I can't believe Georgia scraped by on that one. I really thought that Georgia was going to go ahead and take their third loss, and Georgia Tech, it just would have been a fantastic way to cap off their regular season, because they've truly been upsetting everybody. And if they win that one, is Georgia out of the playoffs?
100%.
3 losses, like they got to be out, losing to the Yellow Jackets.
That's when you add Alabama back in.
Well, I want to ask you, I'm looking at projections now, Haas. I'm
Okay.
seeing a lot of people still put Alabama in the playoffs at the very last spot at 12.
I mean, you Big Ten fans will always put Big Ten people over Alabama. It's Alabama.
Yeah. Well, and Ohio State's a loss. Where do you put Ohio State now?
Oregon's clearly 1 and Texas is clearly 2. Any questions there?
Yeah, I got Oregon, Texas. I'm just looking at the AP poll right now and trying to think of the games of the weekend.
So
Boise
Penn
State's
State
still going to be at 4. That's probably the one that I feel safe about locking in.
they will get a seed over SMU and Clemson, is what you're saying?
SMU, I don't know where they land. I think, well,
SMU will probably win the
SMU's going to be
ACC.
higher, probably.
SMU will probably win the ACC. It's SMU Clemson. Now you could say Clemson has all the championship pedigree and they're used to winning championship games.
Do we run into a situation where we got SMU and Boise State both taking a bye? Yeah, because the SMU ACC champion and Boise State Mountain West champ. So we're gonna have
ahead of the Big 12.
Yeah, I think so. I think people are gonna kick off the Big 12.
Yep.
So we're gonna end up with a SMU at 3 and probably Boise State at 4, or you can flip them. And then Oregon, certainly number 1. Oregon's the easiest.
Obviously, if Clemson wins, then Big 12's in. But so don't discount that. Clemson could easily win. It's Clemson.
Yeah, and the way the SEC, not just the SEC, the ACC's gone this year is like it's just been such a crapshoot.
I mean, Miami's the worst top 5 team in the country ever.
Yeah,
they won every game by 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, like against bad teams.
Yeah. Haas, we're gonna start to break here, but I'm curious, where do you want to go with this? We do got shout out Don chiming in here. He did watch Survivor Series. We got some comments about that. We also got the college football playoffs coming around the corner here as we just finished up a rivalry weekend across college football. I'll let you tease it, Haas, before we throw it to break.
Let's talk a little bit of Survivor Series, and then we'll come back to college football, and then there is at least one really good NFL game, maybe
Absolutely.
2 today.
We'll do that next. Don't go anywhere. The Breeze, Haas Tabrizi, Harrison Arns. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session, and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket. All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more, all at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
What's the radon level at your home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Make sure your home is safe with a radon check from Bryant. If you've already tested, ask Bryant for a free estimate for mitigation. Once completed, you'll get a report showing how much safer your home is. When it comes to radon, call Bryant 467-1111 for testing and mitigation. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. Touchdown! This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in to Ticket Sundays. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Haas Tabrizi streaming in. DP out on business. 402-464-5685. Starting him and text line as well as the streams. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, channel 961. Appreciate Don joining us as always. Come a Sunday, typically after a Husker loss these past 2 weeks, but nonetheless, appreciate it nonetheless. Haas Tabrizi, I did send you his comments. And again, he has Survivor Series, War Games in a nutshell, women's, borderline too many, quote, weapons. Io Sky is a treasure. Nia wasn't bad. Rhea deserves her flowers. I like Shinsei taking the title. Triple threat didn't point. Ludwig is good. Men's, it's complain. What do we need to do about more about sowing seeds for the future? He gave you a arsenal of things to dive into, Haas Tabrizi. I'll let you go ahead and dive into it.
So Rhea was the MVP last year, and with Rhea being gone for a little bit and then coming back, just seeing her amongst those 9 other women reminds us what a national treasure that she is. So that's number one. Yes, the weapons made it seem more like AEW. Like the weapons are unnecessary. Io Sky flying in. And you know what's interesting is she came in the ring climbing the cage, and no big deal was made of her climbing the cage. And then Roman Reigns climbed the cage to get in the ring, and it was the greatest thing ever. So that was interesting to me. The other stuff from the women's match, the constant tippy time teases, well thought out, well placed. I thought she could have pinned both ladies the way, because they were laid down on their backs. Nia Jax was, and Liv Morgan was in the middle of one of the rings, and Tiffy Time had her Money in the Bank briefcase, and she could have just laid on both of them and won both belts. But Yeah, that's just what I would have done. Raquel Rodriguez still looked dominant despite being handcuffed, so that's a good way to keep her dominant. Naomi and Bailey, fan favorites, still looking strong. The other women, let me see who else. I mean, Liv Morgan has done a good enough job to be the number 2 amongst all those women. And she does her heel role better than Nia Jax, in my opinion. Nia Jax, it's hard because of who they are. So Nia Jax is just physically so much more superior to everyone else. And Liv Morgan looks more like Kelly Kelly, and she is more muscular, obviously. But the point I'm trying to make is you have a pretty heel who's lightweight versus a strong heel who's also pretty. But she's like 250 pounds, so she naturally should beat up. What's that?
Different type of pretty, but go ahead.
She should just beat up everyone. And so I think they've done a really good job making Liv Morgan into one of those top 6 women, if you include Charlotte, Rhea, all the women that have held a belt for a while. She's starting to get into that realm and deserves it. So I would say my favorite part is being like, why is Liv Morgan so scared of Rhea Ripley? Runs away, and then she grabs the baseball bat and actually destroys the crap out of Rhea Ripley. So that was a cool part for me. From the Shinsuke part, I had to rewind his entrance and was like, oh yeah, he definitely is going to get a championship now. And LA Knight has kind of lost his luster.
What was it about the entrance? What do you mean?
This is more of a Miyagi Japanese like karate type entrance.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he fit the part. Like he looked really good at it. So Shinsuke getting a belt. Does he get a translator this time around, or does he stay mysterious? I mean, he did a really good job with Seth Rollins like a year ago. So I think Shinsuke deserves this run. Looking at what else was written there, the triple threat match. Yeah, Kaiser using the shillelagh on Sheamus and destroying him and all those welts that Sheamus had. That was cool. There's no way Braun Breaker is supposed to lose. And so when we're watching this, it's my oldest son's birthday yesterday, actually. And he's like, oh, Braun Breaker's going to lose. It's finally going to be Sheamus's turn to win the belt. And my youngest is like, no, Braun Breaker just won the belt. And so for my youngest to call out that he just won the belt again because the Bloodline beat Jey Uso, you're not going to just keep taking the belt off of Braun Breaker. Like, Braun Breaker's too good to do that. So that was cool. From the men's match. All right. The little storytelling, the CM Punk and Roman Reigns, the OTC, the storytelling going on there where I don't know what's going to happen at WrestleMania. I don't know what's going to happen at Royal Rumble. I don't know where Seth Rollins is, because that's an obvious story right there where Seth Rollins hates both Roman Reigns and CM Punk. I thought Seth Rollins, I texted DP, I was like, Seth Rollins is going to find a way to interject in this match, because I remember DP was at Survivor Series last year, and that's when CM Punk came back, and the people involved in Survivor Series were so disgusted that CM Punk came back, signed his contract last second in Chicago, and made himself the story of Survivor Series last year. And so Seth Rollins and other people were very upset that CM Punk was back. Well, fast forward, curious to what is going to be the favor from the wise man. I'm sure the easy layup is you're going to be my mouthpiece again, even though CM Punk doesn't need a mouthpiece. The bigger one would be you're so powerful, you can get me the main event that I haven't been able to get. Does that mean taking away Roman Reigns' main event, who's main evented the most WrestleManias ever? Let me say that again. Roman Reigns has main evented the most WrestleManias ever. So taking away one main event from Roman Reigns and giving it to CM Punk. Does the wise man have that much power? We'll see. And so there's that. There's what about the Ulafala? Is the story with the two bloodlines over? It probably isn't, because the Ulafala is still on Solo. If the other little things that I noticed, Roman Reigns, when it was 1-on-5 with Solo, put his arms out to hug Solo to be like, you can come back, we can be good. That didn't happen. And then the really funny thing to end the show for Survivor Series, CM Punk nudged himself into the middle of the four guys, Roman Reigns, and then the Usos. We'll call them the three Usos because Sami Zayn is the same Uso now.
Right.
And CM Punk just nuzzled his way into the middle and did his go to sleep while being the person in the middle instead of Roman Reigns being the person in the middle. So the constant bickering between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, that in itself was worth watching.
Well said. Great synopsis. Don, feel free to chime in if you got any more to add on to wrestling. How's Tabrizi? Already up to a break there that took up most of the second segment, but that's all right. It's good to get into WWE content, as this is the breeze. Where do you want to go with things next, though, before we throw it to break?
I mean, should Manning be the quarterback of Texas? Like, Texas looks so dominant on one side of the ball, and on the other side of the ball, they didn't do much. So should Manning be their quarterback? And gives me some vibes of Tua from a couple years ago.
We'll talk about that next. Don't go anywhere. The Breeze, Haas Tabrizi, Harrison Arns, right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com. General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
You're listening to The Breeze with DP and Haas on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Breeze. Harrison Arms on the ones and twos. Final segment with Haas Tabrizi, the host. As always, you guys can join in. Shout out Don, as always. Everybody else tuning in, joining us on the stream. I know it's a tough choice between the Breeze and the NFL, but I'm glad to see the numbers showing that the Breeze wins more often than not. Haas Tabrizi, you teased it on the other side, but I'll let you go ahead and restate the question. The Texas QB situation. They got Georgia Saturday, December 7th. What are your thoughts?
Whew.
That's the right reaction.
We've seen Georgia take a big lead in a big game, and it was a national championship game. And Jalen Hurts was the quarterback, and Jalen Hurts didn't play well. And I think it was the start of second half. Tua came in, and Tua did play well, and Alabama won a championship. So what happens if Texas is down 20 points? Is it going to take 20 points before they go to Manning, or is it going to be a 10-point lead before they go to Manning? Is it going to be a 14-point lead? So the question to you, Harrison Arns, and to you, 93.7 Ticket listeners, at what point do you bring in Manning to be the quarterback? At what deficit?
Oh, man. Georgia's been shaky, though. That's the thing. Like,
Georgia's not the.
How's Ewers' health right now? I know he's had injuries. That's kind of been part of the. I know that's part of the argument. I guess
Georgia's not the final prize. The SEC championship's not the final prize.
Yeah, for me, it's if Ewers doesn't look 100%, it's 2 scores. Like it could be 10-0. Like I'm going to be pretty quick on it. I think.
What if he's 100% and it's 2 scores?
It's got to be 21 points before I pull the plug on Ewers. Yeah, I think it really would be. And just to do it at this point, how high are you? Just that high on Arch Manning?
I mean, how many Manning quarterbacks are there that are very successful?
2. I know 2 of them that are really good. To do a
3.
show. Yeah,
at least 3.
Oh man,
that we know about.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well,
I'm saying 21. I think that's a good number. It'd have to get pretty bad before I go ahead and want to yank him out of there this late in the season.
All right, so Texas beats Georgia. It's a closer game than needed to be, and Ewers is just got pedestrian numbers. And then they have their bye, and then they win a close game again. So then it's Oregon and Texas in the championship game. You're not going to just be like, I'm fed up, I'm done, I'm just going to put Manning as a starter.
I would. You put me in those shoes, then I'd probably go ahead and pull the trigger.
How often can you be ahead of Georgia and Alabama and Ole Miss and Florida? Like it's not an easy thing to be the number 1 team in the number 1 conference.
Well, and it does feel like this is the year to get Georgia. You know, like if you're Texas, like you don't want to squander this year because Georgia doesn't look right. And if you can kind of get the edge on them, it'll help you in the recruiting battles now that you're also in the SEC. If you can beat Georgia, you're going to have a better argument in some of those recruiting battles as they're seeing the rise of Texas, who's got all the money in the world. Georgia, who's definitely got money behind it as well. But if you can prove that you're just as competitive, and then now that it's the 12-team playoffs, like Georgia is on an interesting spot where it feels like the SEC is so competitive that if they slip, even if any of those programs slip, like with Alabama going through their change, Ole Miss, I couldn't tell you what the hell. Every time I think it's their year to seize it, they just really fumble it at the end. Missouri, kind of the same thing. I thought this was going to be a good year. But Georgia does seem like they're down. Alabama does seem like they're down. So if you're Texas, like this is a year to go ahead and make that jump because those teams will reload next year and they'll do their work through the transfer portal. So I think this is a huge opportunity for Texas. And you might put Manning in just to go ahead and try to do what you can to secure it this year before it's too late.
When you said recruiting, I thought about Sharon Moore. Shout out to Sharon Moore. Like he just got a couple studs from his interview post game from beating Ohio State and saying it's not me, it's this guy right here, number 55. It's being able to recruit players like him. He pretty much says, I will recruit the best players in the country. Come to Michigan on his post game speech. And so, yeah, no. That's what you got to do as a coach. It's the best salesman in the country is college football head coaches.
Yep, best salesman and the biggest pockets. That's who's going to dominate college football for at least the near future here. We'll see if anything ever changes with the NAL situation. But yeah, when it comes to the Texas situation, we'll see what happens here. If
put in Manning,
I'd be a fan for it. You know what? I never liked to root for Texas, but interesting storyline. Tabrizi, appreciate it as always. Ticket Sundays, we'll keep it rolling. And be sure to tune into the Breeze next week.